Al started training, showing, and competing with horses in the early 1960s. He has experience in racing, halter, reining, western pleasure, barrels, poles, and dressage. He's won several major championships in Mexican charro, and overall he has won over 300 trophies and awards. Al was the first to train a horse to follow the beat of a song and has the world's only true dancing horses.
To all my friends around me, I'd like for you to know this golden horse I'm riding is going to do a show. And when he hears a band play, he likes to jump and prance. And when he hears a cumbia, you know he wants to dance.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, Al Ragusin here. Today I'd like to show you my double rein setup that you have been ordering so many of, and I'll show you exactly how to use them on this same DVD. If I might, let me show you the table right now. It comes with two 8-foot reins that are both adjustable. Now you can adjust them with a Conway buckle, as you see this one adjusted, or what you can do is just cut off the excess rein that you're not using. Once you get it set up the way you want to, I prefer to cut it off short so that way I won't have any of this going through the rollers or through the rings. Also with the setup, the most important part of the setup is your rubber reins. These are 3/8-inch bungee cords specially designed for my double reins. They come with two snaps at the end that hooks onto your bit that comes through my small martingale, and in the video I'll show you how to adjust this martingale. But this martingale comes with two rings that the bungee cord will slide in through. This side will latch on to your breast collar. Now once you get this adjusted and shown how to adjust it, if you'll notice, you have plenty of adjustment here to adjust it to any size horse. It has to be wrapped around the horn and then to the bits. And you have all of this adjustment that you can go by. Then once your horse is trained, once you get him in the round pen and you leave him by himself for several hours, maybe 30, 40 minutes at a time, 3 or 4 times a week until you feel that he's not in any way have any problem with the reins. Then what I want you to do is put one of the top reins on and adjust it the same as you did the bottom reins. But remember, the bottom reins are going to go through the martingale, so the top rein is going to be a little bit shorter. Once you get them both, then you don't put this on the horn again. You hold it in your hand and you hold this other rein just like this, and that's the way you ride your horse with both reins. In the event the horse is still not fully adjusted to the bungee cords and he decides to move his head, the bungee cords will bring him back in place. Then whenever you've done this for 20, 30 days or until you feel that your horse is completely adapted, then you can disregard the bungee cord and save it for your next experiment and take these and take the Chicago screws out, just unscrew them and put your rollers in its place. And then you have your double rein setup. Now, the bottom rein will be exactly the same size as the bungee cord reins. Then the top rein should come out equal at the end. So remember, all you have to do is take a screwdriver, unscrew that screw, and put your rollers in place so that your leather rein can slip through the rollers and give it a nice smoother pull. Okay, what we're going to start with is first the rubber rein. This is to get your horse used to having this type of reins put on him so that you can collect him. We'll clip the reins from one side to the other. This is it right here. This is your adjustment for whatever size horse you have. All you have to do is adjust it this way. Now what we're going to do is we've taken the Chicago screws off and put the 2 rings that comes with your reins. What we'll do with that is in the center of his breast collar, we will clip his reins. His martingale, I'm sorry. Okay, once we have the martingale clipped, I took the liberty, for expediency's sake, I took the liberty to go ahead and adjust it. But the way you adjust it is here. If this is a slant of the shoulders, as you can see, and the martingale should be 4 inches above the slant of the shoulder. There's his shoulders, there's my hand, here's 4 inches, that's where it should be. If it's up too high, take this strap and make it shorter. If it's too low, just the opposite. You can adjust it here and here in order to get your 4 inches from the slant of the shoulder. Once you do that, then what you do is you run each rein through the loop and onto his bit. The same way on this side. Like that. Now your rein is engaged. Now what you do is you'll take it and you put it over the horn where his head is at a 45-degree angle. Now this is a 90, so we want his chin to come out just a little bit more, so we'll loosen the belt a little bit. And let's see what that does. That's just about right there. Okay, folks, what we've done is we've put the same rein setup that I showed you on Dancer. I put it on Storm. Storm is a little smaller horse. I use Storm because he has never had a double rein on before. He's the horse that we used in our first video. He was the boss horse, if you can remember. But in either case, he's never had the double rein. So I took the liberty of measuring the 4 inches from the slant of the shoulder to where the martingale is. So he's got it properly adjusted, 4 inches from the slant to here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clip it over the horn, and I'm going to turn him loose so that you can see how he'll react to it. Different horses react differently. Sometimes a horse will take to it right away. Some it may take a little bit longer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn him loose and see what he does, okay? So what we're going to do now, we've got it properly adjusted. We're going to pick it up nice and slow so he doesn't panic and slip it over the top of the horn. Now, you notice how he's pulling on the horn. Pulling on. Now, what we're going to do is let him sit there and play with it for a minute. Let him get well adjusted. Let him walk around. Let's see if he'll pull on it. Normally this works real good because if you notice when we first put it on him that he had it tense. Now you see what he's doing right there? He's giving and he's yielding to the double rein. He's looking for the position where his head will be more comfortable at. Now you see right there, we had him at a 45-degree angle and he's got the reins kind of slack. Now what I'm going to do is just kind of move him around a little bit. Since he's not panicking at all, we'll move him around and see how he acts. Now, as you can see right there, you see that 45-degree angle? He's comfortable right there. He has no problem with it. So if we move him around, and again, like I said, he's never had this on, and it's just amazing how quick they'll adapt. Let's see if we can just get him walking. Now see where his head is? He doesn't seem to panic with it. 90% of the horses will not panic. You'll see several that'll pull on it, but it'll bring them right back down. Now what I'm going to do, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to take up a little slack and I'm going to make it just a little bit tighter so that you can see the difference. I'm going to take it off, pick it up a couple of notches. Now, Storm has been ridden, but he's never had the double reins on. So we never know how they're going to react. So what we do is start nice and slow, and we step it up like that. Now let's see what he'll do. He's got it tense. He's testing it. Now he's slacking off. See, he finds that right there is comfortable. He's a very quick learner. Right away, he noticed that this is a comfortable position. Now he can turn from side to side, and all that will happen as he turns his head is that this will slide over the horn. So he has that liberty, but he has to have his head in a collected position. Again, like I said, he's right there to 45. That's where we start him at, okay? Now, in order for him to take the tension off the reins, he has to do what he just did, and that's lower his chin. Now he is in a collected position. Now, what I'm going to do, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to take the rein off of him, and I'm going to lunge him, and look where his head's going to be when I lunge him, okay? I'm going to take the rein off, then I'm going to lunge him and watch his nose where he's going to go up in the air because that's the way he's used to running. That is in an uncollected position. See where his head's at? Because we have the elastic rein is not engaged. See where his nose is? If you were on top of him right there, you wouldn't have very much control over him because his nose is too far out, and it would be hard to control him. Now, with a single rein, it's really almost impossible to get anything out of him. Now, he's going to run a little bit and play a little bit. He's been out in the pasture. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to stop him, and I'm going to slip the rein back over the horn. Whoa, son. Whoa, son. He wants to play. That's all right. We'll stop him over here. There you go. You see, this is the horse we used before. He doesn't like to be told what to do. You see how he threw a kick at me? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the rein and we're going to slip it over the horn. Okay? Now the rein's engaged. Now what we'll do is move him again and watch his head position. Now, you see the difference? Now notice how much smoother he's running now because he's taking shorter strides because he's collected. Now see how quick he adapts? This horse has never had it. This is not a trained horse. He's never had the double reins, but a horse has been ridden quite a bit. If your horse has been ridden quite a bit, you'll see that they'll adapt real quick. In my 2003 video, I have one horse that was probably one of the worst I've ever seen to pull his head up. We're going to show you some footage of that, and you're going to see even he, as stubborn as he was, how long it took him to adapt to this. Now we've got the horse in the round pen with the rubber rein, and you notice the first thing he did is that he set his head up, but immediately he pulled it down. That's the beauty of leaving him alone so that he can feel the reins and knows that he's making himself uncomfortable by pulling against it, and immediately he comes down. We'll turn him around. Now, you notice how he opens his mouth a little bit. This is why I told you I like a cavesson. Put a cavesson on him and make him stay on the bit. I don't recommend that when you first put the rubber rein on him. Let him go ahead and open his mouth and let him get whatever slack he can. But once you got him trained and once he's running, then you can go ahead and put the cavesson on once he's used to the rein. Now, if you notice, look at his head. See how he's collected? See the short strides? This horse right there would be very comfortable to ride. Now, you take your horse like this, depending on how long it takes. Some horses will take a day on a 15 to a half an hour schedule. Some may take an hour, it may take 2 or 3 days. But you make sure he's well adjusted. Now, he feels real good and he wants to play a little bit, and that's okay. But you notice while he's playing, his head is down. He knows where that rein is at, and he knows how much he can pull on the rein. And normally, this is the type of horse. This is a type that will not really resist because he's had a saddle on quite a few times, but he's always just been ridden on a regular rein. That is a snaffle bit with a small curb on it that he's wearing. This is his bit. This is what he got used to. Now, as we take it and turn him, now he's playing and he's throwing kicks, but you see his head is still down. We want to work him this way for quite a while until he gets real used to it. And then we'll put the top rein on him. You feel good, Storm? All right. That's okay. You can kick up all you want to, son. But he kicks up, but the head's down. Whoa, Storm. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. See his head? It's amazing how fast these horses can adapt. But just for the sake of showing you something different, I think I'll take up one more notch. Since he is so cooperative, he may just let me take one more notch up. You don't need to put him with this much strain, but I was going to show you since he's not fighting it. We're going to tighten it just one more touch. Let's go, son. Now, see right there? He's got that rein tight. Now you see how he look? You see the slack in the rein when it starts jumping? He knows the point that he has to give it up. And even he, as boss horse, boss of the herd, even he adapts real quick because he knows that it's between him and that rein. Now, when I first took him off on that lunge, you notice how he had his nose? He had a lot of pressure on that rein. Now, look at his head. It's in perfect position. Look at the stride. Watch the saddle. It's barely moving. Now, what I'm going to do here for demonstrating purposes, I'm going to go ahead and take the rein off of him so that you can see how much longer the stride is and how much more uncomfortable it would be for you to ride him. Whoa, son. Whoa. Whoa. Now, I've taken it off, put it over his shoulder, and let's see what happens. Now you see, even though he doesn't have the rein on, he thinks he does. And see how his head? This is amazing how quick they will adapt. And I did this so that you could see. Just speed him up and see how fast. Now watch his head. Nope, let's go the other way. Whoa, son, whoa, whoa. Okay, now we're going to clip it back on to show you the difference. Okay. Now, if you noticed, his head is in that position, and he has to keep it there. And a while ago, when we first ran him without the double rein, you notice his nose was straight out in the air. Now, even when we took the rein off, he still thought the rein was still on him, so he kept his head down. So let's see if we can get him to take off. Come on, let's go, son. Let's go. Come on. You don't have to hit him with a whip, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do is pop it or scare him, or like I did, just hit right behind him. Look how beautiful that is. See how beautiful he is right there? He's in the proper lead. He's got his head down. The saddle is moving very slowly. Now, if we can get him to turn around, go the other way. Now, see, he's pulling on the rein. See, he's pulling on it. See his mouth open? He's trying to take the pressure off, but he finds that he can't. And then watch the reins, how they'll just get slack again. There it is. You see it? Closed his mouth, put his head back down, and he adjusted to the double reins. Now, I'd like for you to work your horse like this for about 15 or 20 minutes every day. One way and then the other. This horse, he adapted real quick. Oh, we still feel good, huh? Okay. Uh-oh, he took the double rein off. Whoa, son, whoa. Whoa. He feels good. He hasn't been out in a while. Go ahead, it's okay. I understand, you feel good. But when you were bucking there just a second ago, you took this off. So we got to put it back. There you go. He's playing. He's feeling good. He's been in out in the pasture, and he hadn't had a chance to really run. So that's what he wants to do. See how he opened his mouth? He's pulling on the reins, and he opened his mouth, and now he's going to close his mouth, and he put his head right back down. After 2 or 3 sessions like this, that he's completely used to that rein, then you can put the top rein on the leather rein, but keeping this rein in your hands and holding them both together. Oh, you're tired already, son? You haven't run anything at all. Nope, this way. So we're going to just let him just get used to it. You see that? I would do this about 15 to 30 minutes a day. If he doesn't give you any resistance like this one does, go ahead and let him go that for 30 minutes. Now you see he's coming up to me, and he's yielding. He's yielding because he knows we've got him under control. Then all we have to do is take the top rein when you're ready to ride him and clip it here, go over the horn and back on the other side, only so they both be the same size. Okay, folks, I took the liberty of taking the solid rein that we're going to use with the elastic rein and already measured him so we wouldn't take up any more time. What we're going to do is we're going to drape that over his head like that. We're going to clip it on to his bit, and remember that this top rein goes on top, clipped on top of the bottom rein, and then we'll put that there as well. That's before you start riding him, and now we're going to lunge him like this with the 2 reins on. Normally, a good, gentle horse will adapt real quick, and he'll take the double reins fine. But I'd rather you go ahead and do him like this with both reins until he gets used to it and make sure that he's not going to resist it. But as you see the rein flop in there, he's already adjusted, and we haven't been with him 10 minutes. So this is what I was saying to you earlier. Let's go the other way, son. That they'll adjust to it. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed him up and see how he reacts to it. Let's go. See? Look where his head is. That is why it is so important when you ride him that your hand stays at your side and the reins will engage in that position. Let's see. You give up on me already, son? Let's see the other way. Whoop. Up, you're in the wrong lead. Attaboy. And this horse is ready. He's ready to be ridden. It hasn't been 10 or 15 minutes. And I'll guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, he's never had a double rein on before. And that's why 90% of the horses and 95% of the horses will do the very same thing he does. He doesn't have all that energy he had a while ago jumping and playing. And this old South Texas sky, it's South Texas temperatures, not sky, temperatures, get pretty warm, so it wears them out pretty fast. But look at him. Collected, look at the saddle, barely moving. Until next time, Al Ragusin says, enjoy your horse and be safe.